Gentlemen, what is the best passport in the world? I get asked this question again and again, and yes, the logical answer could be, okay, go and check different places in the internet that rank passports. You have different indexes for different reasons. They put first some, for example, the Spanish, the UAE, then some other people put the Maltese one. We're not gonna get into an agreement. And to be honest with you, there's no one best passport. After being in this world for over 5 years, optimizing my tax residencies, obtaining and collecting multiple passports, stacking 7 legal residencies in 4 different continents, I've been traveling to more than 25 countries, I've spoken to the best immigration lawyers, international tax strategists, and it all boiled down to this. There's no one single best passport. What's best than one passport? Even if you have the Maltese one, the UAE, you have the Spanish one, I don't care. It's having multiple passports. And this is the topic of today's video. What combinations of passports you can have in order to create the best borderless situation for you. And it's going to depend if you want to spend more time in Asia, you want to spend more time in Latin America, Schengen area, in Europe, Middle East. You will need different combinations of passports. Today I will share one of my favorite ones and the one that I advise to clients when they have over $1 million to spend in passports. They can combine all of them and create pretty much an unlimited amount of traveling and freedom for them, for their family, and also, gentlemen, for the following generations. The first one I would get is the Serbian passport. Serbia is not EU country, it's in Europe, but not part of the EU, the European Union. Therefore, you have some benefits still. Probably in the next decades, it's not gonna be part of the EU yet, but it's a really valuable passport. You've heard in other videos, if not, you can check it after this one, why it's so interesting. You can see here in the map what countries are open with the Serbian passport. You have Russia, you have China, you have all the Schengen area, you can also have access to Japan, which is very rare. It's difficult to get access to Japan, even for example, with other commonly known Caribbean citizenship by investment passports. Therefore, the Serbian one is really powerful, and by contributing to the country with contacts, you can get it. It's something that is not affordable to everybody, but if you are valuable enough to the country, there's part of the law that says that by exception, the government can grant you citizenship. So this is something that we can evaluate for your case. If you are interested in that, you can book a consultation with us down below. With the Serbian, you get access, as I mentioned, to Europe, where you can spend really delicious summers. It's one of the best places in the world to spend the summer in. Europe, you can go from France, you can go, of course, Côte d'Azur, Nice, Cannes, Monaco, Saint-Tropez. You can go to Italy, you can go to Greece, all the famous islands, Mykonos, Santorini. So many places in Europe that are fantastic. The weather is so good in summer. For example, Spain. As you might know, I'm from Spain, born close to Barcelona, and I can tell you, Spain is fantastic. Balearic Islands, Mallorca, Menorca, Ibiza. For summer season, it's so good. Not to pay taxes, but yes, to enjoy as a tourist. Spain is just incredible. So with the Serbian passport, you get access to that area. After that, which one? We go to the Mexican passport. There are also ways you can get the Mexican citizenship much faster than you might consider. There are multiple ways. You can go through naturalization, which is 6 years, 4 of temporary residency, 2 of permanent residency, multiple months, multiple even years living in Mexico, and eventually you can get the Mexican passport, but it is not the only way. You can have children, for example, in Mexico, and the parents, after living there for a certain amount of time, they can also grant that citizenship. The permanent residency is direct, and then after some time, the citizenship. But there are also more ways you can get the Mexican citizenship. It's not frequent, but sometimes clients qualify, and we've helped multiple individuals qualify for the fastest way to get the Mexican citizenship. If that's something you are interested in, again, you can book a consultation with us, and with our team, we're gonna evaluate your case and see if you qualify. With the Mexican passport, you have access to all of these countries you can see here in this map. Again, it's a second option for Schengen area, for Europe. It also opens doors to places in Latin America, places in Central America, and of course, Mexico is almost like a continent. So it gives you access to almost a whole continent of fun. From coast area, you can go to Quintana Roo, you have all the peninsula of the Yucatan, you enjoy Cancun, Tulum, Playa del Carmen. You can also have access to the other side, the Pacific side, Cabo San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta. You also have the Oaxacan coast with Puerto Escondido, Zipolite. You have the interior with Mexico City, with Oaxaca, one of the best culinary places in the world. Food there, I've been there living for 3.5 months. It's just incredible. So Mexican passport combined with the Serbian one, great combination. We are not done yet. If you still have money, you still have some more budget for another passport, you could consider the Maltese Passport. You can get it via direct investment, close to $900,000, $1 million, and boom, after some months living there, if also you qualify, they are very strict with who they let in to their citizenship program, but if you qualify, clean criminal record, the months that you need to live there, etc., you can get direct citizenship in Malta. If not, you also have the option of permanent residency in Malta, which is much faster and can be done for 100,000 plus legal fees, plus the renting that you have to do there. So it's around 180,000, max $200,000, and you have for lifetime, for you and your family, unlimited access to Malta and all Europe, because you can spend 90 days every 6 months in Europe, so it's pretty much half a year in Europe, unlimited, all these countries, thanks to the permanent residency in Malta. It's not per se a passport, like the topic of this video, but something worth mentioning because the entry barrier is lower. It's not $1 million, but 200,000-ish. So as you can see, we have multiple ways to enter Europe with the passports that we are talking, but now we are adding another one, the Paraguayan Passport. It's one of the best you can have in Latin America. The Paraguayan Passport gives you access to all of these countries, and it's part of the Mercosur. It means that you have, like in Europe, visa-free access to all Latin America. Borders are open for you, and you can enjoy other countries like Brazil, like Ecuador, like Colombia, all the other countries part of the Mercosur. Therefore, it's a very valuable passport to get. How you can get it? Can you fast track it? There's no way to fast track it, but you can easily get it by getting first temporary residency. Then after 2 years, you get permanent residency. After 3 years, you can claim your Paraguayan passport. We've helped gentlemen from different nationalities get the Paraguayan passport. Oh, Miquel, but I've heard that they cannot have dual nationality. The country does not enforce it. Of course, if you are Spanish, it's in the law, like you can have dual citizenship, Spain and Paraguay. But even if you are not Spanish, you shouldn't bother about that because we know ways to get it. We know multiple people that have multiple citizenships in Paraguay, even being born in Paraguay or getting the Paraguayan citizenship afterwards, there's zero problem. So we have Serbia, we have Mexico, we have potentially Malta, whether it's the citizenship or the PR, if you have the budget. It's one of the most expensive in the world. If not, Paraguay is a great combination for full access to Latin America. Another option, if you don't want to do these 5 years of Paraguay, you can choose the Brazilian passport. It's similar, part of the Mercosur. You can get it in 1 year if you marry a Brazilian citizen or if you have a kid in Brazil after 1 year of living there and having residency and of course paying taxes. We explained in another video how you can pay the minimum amount of taxes in places like Mexico, Brazil or Spain while you are in this path of 1 year to citizenship. So you can check it out later. And after a year plus then the 6 months usually it takes to get passports in your hands from the moment you start the application, boom, you can be a Brazilian citizen, get all the advantages and then say ciao to the tax system in Brazil, Receita Federal, because you don't need to keep paying taxes to keep having access to the Brazilian citizenship. A citizenship that then you can pass to other generations. So we have all these options. Serbia in Europe, plus Malta. This one is part of the EU, 184 countries, visa-free all around the world, one of the best passports. Then we have Mexico. Then we also talked about Paraguay being the first option. If not, Brazil could be another one. And finally, I must mention it, since it's a similar route to marrying somebody in Mexico or in Brazil. After 1 year, you can get citizenship. Gentlemen, the Spanish passport. If your spouse is from Spain, after 1 year living there, you can get a Spanish citizenship. Another really powerful one. I have a Spanish passport and I can tell you it's a breeze. In customs, it's a fantastic passport to have when you're traveling all around the world. The good thing is that you have access to the ESTA visa. So going to the United States is just so easy. You pay and in 10 minutes you have 2 years of access. It does not mean that you can stay 2 years in the United States. It means that for 2 years you can come and go to the United States, usually 3 months per year, 4 months per year as a tourist, and it's so simple. One of the few countries in the world, Spain, that has this good connection with the United States, and it's almost, let's call it, visa-free. Again, each case is bespoke. There are different ways to contribute to the country. There's gonna be differences, massive ones, if you have relatives, descent, ancestors, lineage in Mexico, or you don't have it, the speed, the times. So it's not possible to say, it's gonna take this amount of time. It depends. Same with Serbia, same with Malta, same with, if you go with a Caribbean passport as well, that could be another option. So we can be very accurate cost-wise, but we can't be that accurate time-wise. The best way to know what would be the exact cost and the exact time for you is to book a consultation with us. We've been for years, me and the team that's gonna be at your disposal, it's gonna be your team, looking for the most exciting, the best passports in the world. So we are gonna tailor to you, depending on your needs, on your desires, what's best for you. So this is something you wanna take action on. Book a consultation with us in the link down below or the QR code that is gonna appear here on the screen. If you want more information, you want more knowledge, more wisdom before taking action, you are in the research phase, then the best thing you can do is watch this next video over here where I explain more in detail the Serbian passport. Miquel Gironès from Dubai, big extraordinary, adeu, and check this video over here talking about the Serbian passport in detail. You're gonna like it.